This is a side project I've been working on for a little bit, and I now get to share with you. Hello and welcome to Assorted Meeples. I'm Phillip the Meeple on duty, and today I am talking a little bit of a side project that I'm excited by. I don't really know if the other Meeples care about it because I'm not sure they play solo games. But this gives a interesting way to play Dice Throne by yourself without having to have adventures and all that. So I went on to Board Game Geek and looked up solo modes for Dice Throne, and I printed off the one that is by and large used. And doesn't feel like Dice Throne. It feels like a way to play where you get to play, but you're not actually getting hit by abilities or status tokens or things like that. You're not really in the thick of it. And because you're flipping over 4 cards from an opponent's deck, so you still need to get out 2 heroes anyways. Combine the CP cost 0 through 5, heal the boss that amount. 6 plus is damage. And there's a few other rules. So basically you're just flipping cards and taking damage or healing them. And there's a few extras on here. Like I said, it would do in a pinch, but it didn't really spark that feel of Dice Throne to me. Well, I decided I'd give a crack at my own version of Dice Throne solo. Pause for tea completion. This is a blueberry lavender tea. Very delicious, but you did not want to see me stir my tea up, so I skipped it. Now I'm talking about it. You should head over to Patreon while I'm off subject and rambling, and check out our Patreon. Link is down in the description below. $1 a month gets you into our Discord. $5 a month guarantees you a place at our monthly game night on the second Friday of every month. And we do hilarious things. And those, like, we played Garlic Phone and Drawsaurus. Good times had by all. Now, back to what I was originally talking about. I have made this. Well, not this. This came second. This came first. I made myself this is thinned down. This is a very thinned down deck of what I started with. I started with 40 cards, realized I didn't want a deck that big, and that's a lot of printing, and got it down to 20 cards with all the different abilities. Now, I'll explain how these work in just a second, but what this created was a feel very reminiscent of the Adventures rolling Dice Throne Adventures rolling style, where when you play a minion, you're rolling certain things to try and hit yourself, and playing against another character who is hitting you with abilities and is hitting you with all these things. I printed off one test run to see really how it looks on paper, and it turned out quite nicely. I went and cleaned up my cards and gave them better backgrounds rather than just the gray. I like how it turned out. Now I'm going to flip over to the camera and talk about the cards themselves. Okay, so what you can see here is I have the cards all set up here. I have 5 sheets of paper with all my cards on here. Now, the easiest way to say this is up here, this is your player dashboard that you would be opposing. The black square here is when you went to roll their dice on their attack phase, you would roll to try and get this ability to trigger. This sounds a little complicated, but in practice, it's really not. And then on the bottom, you have a CP cost and a ability. So this one is for 3 CP, you can play twice as wild and change 2 dice values. This is, when this card is face up, you can use, if their opponent has 3 CP and twice as wild will help, they'll spend the 3 CP and get what they need to finish the ability they're going for. The only thing missing that I don't have fully done is the rules on an artboard on that document, and then I'm going to convert it to a PDF and post it to the at least to the Dice Throne, probably to the Dice Throne BGG and the Dice Throne homebrew community. Now, you're going to, when you start this, you're going to choose your character and you're going to choose the opponent you're going to play with, against, and you're going to set up your stuff as normal. The thing you're going to do with your opponent is you are going to go through and you're going to find all their highest abilities and you're going to put those down and upgrade all of their abilities. So when they hit you, they smash you hard enough to cause terror in you. Your opponent goes first. They're going to gain a CP and they're going to flip their card. You know, your turn is going to be entirely normal. Your opponent, when they flip that card, that's the ability they're going for, and they have that bottom to help them get there if they have the CP for it. When the next turn comes up, you're going to push that one over into the discard, onto the top of the discard, and you're going to flip over another one. So, in the second round, and thereafter, they're going to have 2 abilities that they can go for, and they're going to have 2 helps down on the bottom that they could pay for if they have the CP for them. Now, if you ever roll 3 6s right off the top, you are going to go for the ultimate no matter what. You're going to lock in and you're going to try and get that ultimate right away. There's a couple of rules in here that I am still tweaking a little bit and I think need a little more change, but I have been playing 10 to like crazy right now, and that's been more in front of me and on my plate. The first rule that I'm kind of considering changing is the rolling 3d6s. As I've said, I want to take it down to 2. If you roll 2 6s, you would then go for the ultimate, because there's enough support there that you could probably get there. The other rule is, right now, I'm playing where you have to hit those, like the abilities that are in front of you. But if you ended, say you were going for a large straight, and you finished with a small straight, right now you wouldn't take damage, but I'm thinking of rolling that, like, if you finish with a completed ability, and you were, like, you accidentally fulfilled another ability, you would get to play with that. I just don't know if that would create such a pain in the butt for you as a player that I'm a little scared to try that. So let me know in the comments below if this is something you're interested in. I will try and put a link down in the description here as well with the PDF file when I get it finished. May not be today, but it will be soon. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. All right, bye.